All right, here's a quick tutorial on how the Megillah app works. I opened up a couple of windows here. These three represent different people in joining the reading, and this one is for the person in charge, someone who's helping out and it knows his stuff. So the first thing to do is you create a new session. You can just make a simple password. That's all you need, and click the button. And now you get a link with that you can give out to people. You have the password, so that's why you'll be able to run the show, and everyone else just gets this link. I'll paste it in here in these windows so you see what happens. And here, let's say this guy could also join just by putting in the code 111650. It's the same thing. Either way, it works. The address for everything is megillah.app/live. And yeah, so let's start broadcasting. In order to start broadcasting, you press this button, or let's say you're doing it from a different device. So you just go to broadcast, join existing session, put in the number 111650, put in your password, and enter. Okay, so the default, the way the screen looks for everybody is Hebrew and English side by side, but if you would like, you could change it, whatever you change over here. Let's say you set it by you to be only English, then when new people coming to this page are going to also get it the same way, or if they refresh, but they could decide to, change their settings. If they're here, they could just switch it to whatever they like. So how does this work? Number one, the first thing you want to do is to set the expected time of the Megillah reading. By default, it's 35 minutes. You can switch it to, say, 25 minutes, save, and everyone will see how much time it's going to take. And as they scroll, the minutes are going to go down depending on the percentage. Like 50% will be already 50% of 25 minutes. Another thing you can do is to some other settings here. For example, by default, it's according to Minhag Chabad. There's fewer Hamans. If you want, you could turn this off and then they'll see all of them. What does that mean? Let's go down to first Haman. You'll see what happens. So I'm going to click this pasuk. When you click on a pasuk, everyone else will scroll to that position. So here you see Haman is highlighted. If they click this, it's going to make a sound of a gregor. And if the setting would be to show all the Hamans, then everyone's going to see all the Hamans instantly. Will show up on their screen. So this is actually the main feature that you can click on a pasuk and everyone will just follow along automatically regardless of which language they're using. So let's say you have a guy who speaks Spanish and totally different view. When you click on a pasuk, it's gonna scroll for everybody regardless of what type of view they have. Everyone is the same. If people complain that the letters are too small, they could change the font size over here, get bigger. Now, some people might say that they don't want to automatically scroll all the time because they're in the middle of reading and then the sentence all of a sudden changes. So there is an option here to turn off the following. They click this button, it turns it off. And then for everyone else, it will continue scrolling, but not for that guy. He can read at his pace. Let's see here at Pasuk Yud Aleph. When he puts it back on, it's going to jump to Pasuk Yud Aleph. He'll be able to catch up. Few other hidden features is that you could change the links that you have over here. By default, it's a link to Chabad.org. If you want, you can press the pencil icon and edit it, put in a different link. Also over here, there's a big space actually. It has a simple message by default, but if you want, you could put in a whole Megillah here, no pun intended. You could add buttons and links to different things, Matanas Levyonim, donations or announcements. The same thing is also on the bottom of the screen. There is a section called What's Next, and if you want, you could edit it. You can add links, change text as you wish. You also have over here the transliteration of the parts, the psukim that are said out loud, regardless of which language they're using. They'll be able to see that transliterated text and be able to say those words. So thank you everyone for all the ideas, all the input in making this, really useful. And have a Freilich and Purim and Tzlacha with everything.